Hello and welcome to What the Hey, where I'm your regular host of What the Hey, and today in What the Hey, I'm once again answering yet another question. When I go to my notebook of knowledge, I see the question of, who the hey is Austin Powers? Now this question comes from Tion T. Stevenson, so hello to you and thank you very much for the question. So typically, a majority of spy-related films usually have a bunch of action and adventure. However, with a character like Austin Powers, it's kind of hard to take his all too seriously. Very briefly, I'm going to go into the background and kind of minute details about the character of Austin Powers. That way I can later kind of explain who he actually is and what he's about. In general, for Austin Powers, the film franchise as well as the character creation and portrayal have all been done by Mike Myers. And through the efforts of Mike Myers, there have been 3 different films that have been made for the Austin Powers franchise, like International Man of Mystery, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and then Austin Powers in Gold Member. And now that that basic and kind of introductory information has been provided, I'll now actually talk about the character of Austin Powers himself. So Austin Danger Powers, who is sometimes referred to as Richie Cunningham, is a man throughout the series whose main job is to be a British spy for the Ministry of Defense. And since he's a spy, he kind of has a cover-up job as a fashion photographer, which kind of makes sense, but I'll explain that later on. Going a little bit more into the personal life of Austin Powers, he's had a few different partners throughout the 3 different films, ranging from Vanessa Kingston, Felicity Shagwell, as well as Foxy Cleopatra, and each of those characters pretty much cater to whichever film you're actually watching. And the reason why he hangs out with so many different women is because of his personality, which ranges from flirtatious, flamboyant, to groovy. And I know the term groovy is very outdated, but it very much so fits his character. Additionally, another thing that kind of presents and explains how and why he is would be his general appearance. The different outfits that he wears ranges from velvet suits, jackets and long pants, thick-rimmed glasses, beetle boots, and then his actual physical appearance can pretty much be narrowed down to brown hair and crooked teeth. And as I mentioned earlier, I feel like his fashion photography side gig kind of makes sense because what he wears is just very outrageous in general. However, the choices that were made for the Austin Powers character were not without thought from people like Mike Myers. Because of course, with the Austin Powers series being about spy stuff, you of course have influences like James Bond. But then on the fashion side of things, you of course have influences like Jason King as well as Michael Caine. So the reason why Austin Powers is the way that he is makes sense. If you're someone who doesn't really care about the appearance, the personality, or really who Austin Powers is, but you care about what he does, that's basically summed up to him trying to save the world while also being groovy. Like, the personality and appearance of Austin Powers is very crazy and chaotic, but it's supposed to be that way, and that's why the films are very important to some people. I mean, in general, I just think that Austin Powers is really groovy, baby. But that's essentially the answer to the question, so if you have any questions, let me know and I'll get to working on them as soon as I can, but that's about it. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.